Each one of us is born with a legend waiting to be birthed.
Evolution's upon us.
We're about to reinvent what this world is.
And the girl, so fine, makes you wanna scream hallelujah. Yeah. How could I refuse? I'm not fit to choose. Said the only way I win is the way I do. And I never got to squeeze.
G'day. Thank you very much for having me. It's an absolute privilege to be here. I'll get straight into it. So I had a pretty normal childhood. Sport obsessed. Cricket was my thing. My only goal in life at the age of 8 years of age was to play professionally. I had a really small problem at that point in time, and that's that I was pretty bad at cricket. But we know in this room that when you put your mind to something, anything's possible. I trained and I played until I couldn't anymore, and then in January 2011, my childhood dream came true when I finally made my professional debut. Life was great. And then it wasn't so good. I broke my back playing the game that I love, not long after that debut. Paralysed from the waist down, they told me that I'd never walk again. 5 surgeries were unsuccessful, and after the 5th surgery, I started to believe what they were saying. Maybe I would never walk again. The 6th surgery was deemed a success though, so I quit my job and I put my whole life on hold to enter full-time rehabilitation. I hated every single minute of rehab. That was until I met Jim. He was a fit 25-year-old athlete just like me. My God, I adored him. Jim had this ability to make me feel like the luckiest person alive, even amongst the daily struggle of rehab. I mean, who finds love in a rehab centre? I did. We made plans. 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl, just like my family. A house in Broadwater on the Gold Coast, pet turtles, and a dog named Saf. We dreamt often, and like I never have before. The 13th of November, 2012, is a day that I will never forget. That's the day that Jim passed away. It was suicide, and it crushed me. Time changed that day. If not the time that was my life, the time that I had ever had it easy. What was out there that could possibly make me happy again? I mean, I was an athlete and I lost my ability to do that, and then I lost Jim too. I hit rock bottom. But what I found is that when you hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go, and that way is up. Due to the goodness of other people, each day slowly became a little bit better. Realizing that my recovery was driven by the kindness of other people, I committed my life at that exact moment to paying it forward to anyone at any point in time. I bought strangers petrol, dinner for the homeless, wheelchairs for kids in need. And for the first time, through kindness and embracing that, my life had seemed to have found purpose again. And needing a new challenge in life, I ventured into the world of competitive Ironman triathlon. I had and still have no feeling in my left leg, but that small detail didn't stop me. And then, while on a training bike ride with 2 of my very best friends, one day everything suddenly just went black. I got hit by a drunk driver from behind. I broke my back again, this time in 4 places. I shattered my left hip, I dislocated my neck, and I broke my right wrist. The worst part, though, was waking up from a coma after being on life support for 2 weeks to the news that I was paralysed and told that I would never walk again. Can you imagine being told that for the 2nd time in your life? Every single part of me wanted to give up. The way I saw it is that I had 2 choices: to give up or to get going. I taught myself how to walk again in only 6 months, and it was then that I decided that the world is changed by your example and not by your opinion. I asked myself the question, is it possible to survive off of kindness? Could one person, me, survive off of kindness alone? In August 2016, I tested that theory when I set off on a journey. No cash, no credit card, no food or water, I left home in Sydney with nothing but the clothes on my back, in the hope of proving to the world that kindness still exists. I travelled for 2 months to every state in Australia. I fed the homeless and I was fed by the homeless. I stayed in boats, tents, and 5-star accommodation. The world has a habit of showing up if you ask it to. But the journey wasn't about me. I found that it was about something so much deeper than that, and I learned a lot about that on that journey. It was about human connection, the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, and when they can give and receive without judgment. My inboxes were flooded with people sharing their own stories of kindness. People were inspired for the right reasons. So I created a platform, kindnessfactory.com, for people to share those stories and to collectively help us achieve our first goal of 1 million acts of kindness. We've been going for over 2 years now, and as of this morning, I'm incredibly proud to let you know that we've reached 182,568 acts of kindness and counting. Thank you. Kindness is a strength, and it has the power to break down barriers, to create a world beyond what we thought was possible. A world that we're proud to be a part of, and a world that we all deserve to be a part of. I'm here today to share my story, but Kindness Factory is about so much more than that now. Kindness Factory have received many different acts of kindness from many different people and organisations, some of which are in this room today, and you know who you are. The WORLDZ community have embraced us like no one else. But today I'd like to specifically thank someone very special to Kindness Factory and to me personally. Alan Beard from Otter Media, can you please join me on the stage? Please welcome Alan.
Great to be here with you, Kath. Thanks for having me. I met Kath at a WORLDZ event, and I was there with Tony Gonsalves, Otter CEO. We were talking about digital media and our digital media brands and how digital media could create a greater sense of belonging and inclusion and make the internet a better place. And then we met Kath, and we sat down there right at the event and tried to figure out how we could work with Kath. How could Otter help Kath with her immediate goal of hitting 1 million acts of kindness at kindnessfactory.com? Go there, do that. But even bigger than that, how do you fuel kindness in a world, both online and offline, that sometimes seems determined to be mean and divide people?
Al connected me with Otter's incredibly talented team at Fullscreen, and some of them are here, Hannah, Caitlin, Danny, and they've taught me every day to think bigger and to imagine a world where this might become more than just my story and more of a movement.
Kath is easy to work with, as you might imagine, and the Fullscreen team loves working with her, but we saw an opportunity here not just to amplify one individual's powerful personal story, but to think bigger about how we can create environments, how we can work together to make something even bigger. We had Kath come meet with all of our leaders at Otter, at Fullscreen, Rooster Teeth, Crunchyroll, Hello Sunshine, and share with us her wisdom and insight in how one individual can have an impact on another with a simple act of kindness.
Yeah, like what began with me just simply sharing my stories now becomes something so much bigger than that. You know, to act with kindness and create communities and company cultures that seem sometimes so, I suppose, determined to divide people, and then to act with purpose and to be a part of that solution has been really special.
Yeah, Kath is right. The people and companies in this room have the power to begin to turn the tide and make the digital and physical worlds that we and our children live in more thoughtful, more accepting, and more kind. And we believe it begins with creating content and experiences where people can come together and create a warm sense of belonging. Create something that not only serves a purpose of sharing a brand's message, but brings people together and actually makes the world a kinder place. And that's what we've been doing with Kath.
Yeah, as Kindness Factory continues to grow, I see every day how kindness leads to more kindness. Your communities, your company culture, and the whole world are made better with every kind act. And I can't thank Alan and his teams enough for helping us out. Thank you so much, Al.
Pleasure's mine. kindness makes more kindness. Kath Koschel.
Thanks, man.
Makes you wanna scream